in the raw. RK's Guyana Free Media. Your friend, your brother, me, HAJI, Dr. ROSHAN can in the raw. Now I have with me the Guyana Times, Friday, June 28th. Today is July the 7th, Sunday, and my recording is going on here. But what I found interesting, I think those who do not get to read or to see much of the newspapers or can read, some people, even though they can read, they still like to listen in the raw. And they like to share around the world. CGX will not play the government of Guyana, VP Jagdeo. Now it is the master of oil and gas, communication, discipline, and understanding business and commerce. I mean, this thing with CGX has been going on for too long. They've spent hundreds upon hundreds of millions, I think, borrowing at different places, but they seem to have very serious problems with getting their act together. I'm hoping that CGX would have by now, and I wish that they could. I'm not here to curse CGX. They came very assertive and very powerful, but I would like to see them able to complete their job. And therefore, I would like to see that the government of Guyana will give them a hearing, but no more pussyfooting, as we would say in the English language. My take is that here is VP Jagdeo. Here's the entire region, the area, and showing where CGX is located. Now, Vice President Jagdeo has made it clear that the Guyana government would not be played by Canada-based CGX, which has submitted a notice of potential commercial interest in the quarantine block, even as the company lags in completing its deep water port project. On Wednesday, CGX and its majority joint venture partner Frontera Energy Corporation announced that it has submitted a notice of potential commercial interest for the Y1 discovery to the Guyana government, which preserves their interest in the petroleum prospective license for the quarantine block offshore Guyana. However, this is seen as a last-ditch move by the Dutch joint venture partners to avoid having to relinquish its acreage in the block, and according to VP Jagdeo, government will not tolerate this. He pointed out that if the joint venture partners want to pursue a development offshore Guyana, then they need to detail that project and prove financing prospects. Let me make it clear. Jagdeo is speaking here. Let me make it clear. CGX will not play the government of Guyana. For a very long time, they have been jerking people's string. Maybe they're investors, but no longer are we going to be tolerant of any ambiguity. Those who don't understand, the ordinary people, ambiguity, things that don't make sense, things that are ambiguous, are things that is not direct, things that are not to the point, things that could create confusion. If they are declaring commercial now, they have to show in specific terms how they intend to develop a project and where the finances are. I shouldn't be so blunt. Well, you know, sometimes VP is not really too diplomatic. He has to be a man with his hands on the horn of the bull. We have given them time, as per the law, to do all they had to do. But this is the crunch time now, the Vice President declared at a press conference on Thursday. In 2023, the joint venture partner successfully drilled the Y1 well, its second well in the quarantine block as part of its appraisal program for the Kawa 1 discovery, which ends today. That is when this paper was being published on June 18th, or maybe the day before, when the vice president, former president, gave his viewpoint. In 2023, the joint venture partner successfully drilled, which should end today. Okay, I got the date, June 28, 2024. That drilling exercise fulfilled the operator's obligation under phase 2 of the second renewal period for the original 10-year license. Based on reports, however, if that notice is approved by government, this will allow the joint venture partners to have an appraisal period to conduct its assessment of the commercial viability of the discovery. If it is determined that there is commercial viability, when this would be declared to the government and have the way for the operators to apply for a production license before the appraisal period. I'm going to skip a little bit. VP Jagdeo told reporters on Thursday press conference that the notice of potential commercial interest from the joint venture partners will be taken to cabinet next week for review. He added that government plans to engage the operators on the future plans for their Guyana operations. Already CGX has had to give up 2 other blocks offshore Guyana, along with parts of the quarantine block, after failing to develop them as per its agreement with the Guyana government. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not continue further. I think we have our point there. CGX needs to get its act together. It has borrowed a lot of money. It's been getting ambiguous or confusion in their explanation for those who don't understand. And they need to come up and get this thing done. I will not abuse CGX, and I will not say they should not be given the chance to get this thing done. A few days, a few weeks. Friends, family, brothers and sisters, me, HAJI, Dr. ROSHAN can. Thank you. Farewell, friends.